I've played a lot of crazy combos in my day, but today's might take the cake. We're playing Modern Belcher featuring Ruby Medallion and the card Wish for a wonky sideboard plan involving Balustrade Spy. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. Here it is in all of its glory, the build that we'll be playing today. So something I didn't mention in the intro was that with Modern Horizons 3, we gained a bunch of new MDFC's Modal Double-Faced cards like Sundering Eruption, where the back half comes into play untapped. Previously, only the Zendikar Mythics came into play untapped. Now we have a bunch of uncommon lands that do the same thing. So today we're playing Sundering Eruption, Pinnacle Monk, and then Disciple of Freyalise. Is that how you Freyalise? I don't know how to say it, but that is what we're doing here today. So part of what really helped was we're playing Ruby Medallion. A lot of lists only play one because you can always find it off of Recross the Paths, but I noticed that when playing the deck, your best draws happen when you just naturally draw it, so I decided to play two today. This isn't a dedicated Ruby Storm deck, so we don't want all four, but I think two is a pretty good number. So the idea is if your opponent has a main deck Pithing Needle for Goblin Charbelcher, you could set up a line with Recross the Paths that draws into Reforge the Soul. You Miracle Reforge the Soul, and then you create a pile with Ruby Medallion, a bunch of rituals, and the card Wish. Okay. From there, you play Underworld Breach for a single red mana thanks to Ruby Medallion. You then escape Wish. Okay, so you're following me so far. And then you might want to Manamorphose or Strike It Rich. And then you play Balustrade Spy. You deck yourself. Okay, because we're not playing any lands. And then from there, you can't actually use Manamorphose because you'll draw a card and lose the game. But what you can do is make two treasures using Strike It Rich, escape Wish again, and then play Thassa's Oracle. This beats the One Ring plus a bunch of other stuff like main deck Pithing Needle. So today we're playing that wonky sideboard configuration, and I think it's actually not that crazy. I think it's, pretty good. The One Ring is a popular card in Modern, and I hope that we get to win with it today. So if you're interested, stick around and find out if it happens. I'll see you in the first match. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Time for match number one. We are on the play. We have Belcher. We have a few lands. I am into this. Keep. So you could play the Valakut Awakening on the first turn. I'm choosing to not do that because if our opponent has a discard spell, I want the Valakut Awakening to potentially draw into another Goblin Charbelcher or Recross the Paths. Overgrown Tomb. Young Wolf. So we're facing Yawgmoth. Okay. Ruby Medallion was a very good draw. Okay, we will Lightning Bolt ourselves and play Ruby Medallion. Pass the turn. So next turn, Desperate Ritual is 1 mana that makes 3, so it's a red dark ritual. And then you can play Goblin Charbelcher, and we have 1 mana. We need 2 more mana to activate it. So we're a little bit short at the moment. Strike It Rich is a break even. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by playing a land. And I'm actually going to cast the Valakut Awakening. And we'll bottom Infernal Plunge and Strike It Rich. If we draw into Ironcrag Feet, we just have a win here. So now we'll draw 3. We did not draw into Ironcrag Feet. I will play Churntimber Symbiosis. Well, hold on. Did I already play a land? I guess I did. I suppose we'll pass. Underground Mortuary. Land number 3. So they could have Yawgmoth here. Collected Company. Court of Calling. So a play that I had access to last turn was Desperate Ritual into Shatterskull Smashing for 2. I'm wondering if maybe I messed up by not doing that. So I kept the Desperate Ritual for the hopes of winning on my next turn, but maybe that was just greedy. This looks like a Court of Calling for 1. So they can grab a Haywire Mite and then blow up my Ruby Medallion, but I don't actually care about that. Yeah, and it looks like that's the play here. Sure, you got it. They have 3 cards remaining. We draw another land, we'll play it. Let's try Belcher. They thought a long time about if they wanted to blow up the Ruby Medallion, so hopefully Belcher sticks. They play land number 4, they fetch 3 cards in hand. Grist. And White of the Reliquary, so there's dead. It's cool seeing this card in action. I bought 4 Japanese foils pre-ordered because this card is just so sweet. And we will activate Goblin Charbelcher, target you. Okay, well that is game number 1. Take that. Now for the post-board games. I think we want Leyline of Sanctity. We don't actually need Pact of Negation, so we can just take those right out of the deck. This is probably a fine swap. Let's try this. Alright, we're going to believe in Heart of the Cards here. This hand is good, it just doesn't have a Belcher. I'm going to choose to believe that double Manamorphose can bring us to the Promised Land. We have Leyline of Sanctity to protect against Thoughtseize or anything like that. Turn 1 Colony Garden, sure. Another land. Play it and pass. Misty Rainforest. You're going to get in there? Oh, come on. I guess you could Court of Calling for Dryad Arbor if you want. We'll play the land. Ouch. Let's try Ruby Medallion. Pass the turn. If they have Force of Vigor, it would be pretty insane here. They pick up an Overgrown Tomb. And they blow up my Leyline. We'll shuffle our deck, I guess. I don't think I like whatever's going to happen right now. But if they... what is it called? Necralgia? Necromentia? I think it's Necromentia me. We can win using the Wish package. How insane would that be? In match 1, we get to win with the Wish package because our opponent exiles all of our Goblin Charbelchers. It's happening, Necromentia. Okay. So we do have the Wish win. I can't believe that this is actually coming up right here. This is insane. So our best draw just became Wish. I mean, Wish is only a one-of, but we do have the, what is it called? I can picture the card art in my head. I cheated. I had to look it up. Recross the Paths. So we have 5 hits we really want here. Okay, we are not out of it. Let's Manamorphose. I'll make white. Pinnacle Monk. I could play Pinnacle Monk. Are we going to go Beatdown? Let's Manamorphose again. I'll do red-green. Pyretic Ritual. Oh, I'm a dummy. I should have just done... No, I guess it would have been good to have green if I drew the Recross. But now I have to play my land or burn the Ritual if I want to play Pinnacle Monk. Maybe I was supposed to. Yeah, I think I messed this up. So Leyline of Sanctity is 4 mana to play it here. Alright, we're going to play Pyretic Ritual. Play the Pinnacle Monk. We'll eat up the white mana that I probably shouldn't have made. And we will return Manamorphose. And I will cast the Manamorphose. We'll make white. Another Disciple. Okay, and then we'll replay Leyline of Sanctity. Pass the turn. Wall of Roots. They have 3 cards. Desperate Ritual. Let's attack with the Monk. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. So I could Ritual here to keep my Monk alive, but is that really what this game is about? I think I'm going to let the Monk die. And just pass the turn. Another Colony Garden, sure. 2 cards remain. They swing for 1, we'll go to 13. Another Shatter Skull, so I can play this for 2. I think I'm just going to play the Disciple. Actually, I can Shatter Skull for 3. I just don't think it's worth it. I'm going to continue to pass. Another Orcish Bowmasters, okay. Underground Mortuary from the opponent. Surveils away Phyrexian Tower. Another spicy inclusion from Modern Horizons 3. We'll take 3 damage here, falling down to 10 life. Another Sundering Eruption. We'll play our land. I guess we'll Shatter Skull for 2. Pass the turn. They have 1 card left in hand. Delighted Halfling. What are you holding? Is it like an Endurance or something? I'm just trying to figure out like why they'd be sitting here doing nothing. Play Striker Rich. Make another treasure. Pass the turn. They besiege you. Oh, well maybe that's why. Because, you know, they couldn't cast the Thoughtseize in their hand. That probably makes a lot of sense. Sure. So you can discard the other Shatter Skull Smashing, which you could argue that I was supposed to play last turn, but like, I didn't think killing a Delighted Halfling was worth it when they were already flooded on mana. Okay. Recross the Paths, Wish are the draws we want. Turn Timber Symbiosis. I mean, I could cast it here. I don't think I've ever hardcast this card. We are casting Turn Timber Symbiosis. That is what we're doing. This is modern. And I just straight whiffed. No! Oh, that's a bummer. We actually have 8 cards in our deck that are fines too, but I guess I've seen 3 of them already. So I had 5 hits total and I just missed. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now they can attack for 3. I'll go to 4. Reforge the Soul. Yes, I would like to miracle this. It's a miracle. And it only costs 1 red mana. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, so we found our Recross the Paths, but no way to draw it into the pile. Because Disciple states another creature. Okay, so what can I do here? Pyretic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. There's probably a crazy line that wins here, but I'm not smart enough to see it. So you could like Recross the Paths, stack a Pinnacle Monk on top, and then turn Timber into the Pinnacle Monk to get back Manamorphose. And then you Disciple the Pinnacle Monk to draw into the Recross pile. That line requires 4 green. We do have 4 green. Let's play Striker Rich. So I don't think I have enough total mana, though. So that line requires... Yeah, I just don't... I'm not even close to enough mana to do that. So let's... do I need to flash this back? We probably want to wait on that. Let's Recross the Paths. So you're supposed to put Turn Timber on top, or the bottom, really, because that's how you start to win. And then we want the card Wish. And I don't think the rest really matters all that much. So we'll do any order on the rest. The Delighted Halfling's their top card. We're going to put this on the bottom. Recross the Paths will return to our hand. And now I can Shatter Skull Smashing for 3 and kill both their creatures. Okay, I have to use the treasure token, but that's fine. And then we'll play Turn Timber Symbiosis tapped. Okay, let's hope that I'm able to untap and win the game. Yawgmoth. They're going to start drawing some cards here. Another Wall of Roots. The Spring Heart Nantuko creates an insect token. And now another one. Another Wall of Roots. That's a lot of cards this Yawgmoth can draw into. Young Wolf. So it's worth noting that my line does require Underworld Breach, which they've already shown us a couple of Besejus here. If they have another Beseju, Endurance, or Force of Vigor, I just lose. And with this Yawgmoth, they're going to be able to find a lot of cards. We will play Wish. Okay, the Wish resolved after a lot of thought. We now play Underworld Breach. There's a lot of ways we lose this, but this is the only way we win, so we have to do it. So we're going to hold priority and escape Wish. And then we can respond with a Manamorphose here. You have a third Beseju. Okay, they made a couple green here. They might have Endurance already. They made 3 green, which is why I think that they have it. So I guess if I had stacked my deck with the Recross, I could have known what I was drawing off the Manamorphose, but if they have anything here, I lose no matter what, so I don't know how much it really matters. I guess in theory, you could stack your deck. Well, okay, I just thought of a line that wins without Underworld Breach. It still loses to Endurance, though. You could stack your deck so that it's a bunch of mana, and then the Prowess creature that returns things, so you can use the Prowess creature to return the Wish in case Underworld Breach is destroyed. That would have been the line. So I didn't see it at the time, but there was a way to win off of the Recross the Paths. It just took me an extra 10 minutes to see it. They're drawing a lot of cards here. So right now I'm a little frustrated. So our opponent's going to 3. My previous list had Lightning Bolt. Every list that's done well recently has Galvanic Discharge instead. Lightning Bolt would win the game on the spot right now. But that is not an option we have available to us here. Our opponent is at 1 life. We'll make red, and then we'll make black. And there's Pinnacle Monk. And now Wish. Wish resolves. We need to escape a Pyretic Ritual. And then we'll escape Pyretic Ritual again. We cannot exile Striker Rich. Alright, so Pyretic Ritual. We will now play Balustrade Spy. Target myself. Can't believe we're actually doing this in match 1. This is so insane. Okay, and now we can Infernal Plunge, sacrifice the Balustrade Spy. We can escape Wish. And this will allow us to play the Thassa's Oracle. And now we'll play Pyretic Ritual. I guess I don't need to flash it back. I can just escape Striker Rich. So we're going to create a treasure. And then we'll cast it again. Okay. And now we will cast Thassa's Oracle. Magic is a crazy game. Alright, Thassa's Oracle on the stack. There we go. We have done it. Match 1 winning with the Thassa's Oracle sideboard line. That was sweet. Really, really mentally straining, but sweet. We're 1-0, 4 matches left to go. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Let's try that again, and by that again, I mean I want to win another match. We're on the play, which is a great start. We have Ruby Medallion, we have a couple lands, we have backup, and Recross the Paths. Yeah, this seems like a hand that wins the game. We will keep. We'll start off with a tap land, pass the turn. Urza's Saga, okay. I was just thinking maybe you're supposed to lead on the green land in case they discard you. But it didn't happen. We drew another green land anyway. It was just a random thought that I had. Alright, so we're going to lose some life here, and then we'll play Ruby Medallion. Pass the turn. Yawgmoth, okay. Delighted Halfling. I hope I'm not dead next turn. Because this looks like a start that is going to put a Nadu into play, and I don't like that. I want to be the one that wins. Recross the Paths. Alright, oh my, we don't have any lands, that's crazy. So you want to start on turn Timber Symbiosis. It's just like a rule. And then you want Reforge the Soul. So we're going to use one land to Reforge, and then we'll have all this available mana. So I think we want to create a pile that has like Pact of Negation in it. We'll put one Goblin Charbelcher, a bunch of rituals, maybe another Pact of Negation, and then we'll do Wish, and then the rest can be random. Court of Calling is their top card. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. We'll put the Turn Timber on the bottom. Okay, they kept the Court of Calling on top of their deck. That is terrifying. Also, I just realized I did not put a land in that pile. So if they blow up my Ruby Medallion, I actually can't win here. I messed up. But it looks like they're just going for the combo kill with Nadu. Yep, we need to hope that they just don't hit lands. It's a lot of wishful thinking. They reveal another Nadu. I guess I can put the reveal tab open. Temple Garden. Another Shuko. Shuko doesn't help them here. Misty Rainforest does. So they can fetch for a Dryad Arbor. Or they had it in hand. And now they can Court of Calling for 1. Finale of Devastation. Okay. They find Boseiju. And now Court of Calling. And I should be dead here. Yeah, we just did not have a fast enough hand. Alright, I'm good to pick it up from here. We've lost the game. Game number 2. We want the Galvanic Discharge. We probably want the Magus of the Moons. Get rid of Pact of Negation. We need to cut one card here. I know it's kind of nuts, but I'm going to cut a Recross the Paths. As we saw in that game, it can be a little bit slow, and it helps them sculpt. So I'm going to try this. I could try Force of Vigors to blow up their Shukos, but I guess it's Saga, but is it really that good? I don't know. Could like try boarding out the Pact of Negation Infernal Plunge stuff. Yeah, let's try this. On the play for game number 2. This is another turn 3 Recross the Paths. Question is that good enough? I'm going to mulligan. Am I supposed to keep this? I don't know. Put Desperate Ritual on the bottom. Opponent with a mulligan to 5. Turn 1 will play Strike It Rich. Pass. Misty Rainforest for a Breeding Pool. Delighted Halfling. Galvanic Discharge. We'll play our land tapped. And we will discharge the Delighted Halfling. We will pay 2 energy. Just looking to buy some time here. There's a Saga. Alright, well I can blow this up. We drew another land. I'm going to flashback Strike It Rich. And then in their upkeep, I'm going to Force of Vigor. I could have done it on their end step, but I yielded through the turn. So now they'll have open mana, but also like waiting to do it in their upkeep is fine. Because it gives you the information of what you were going to draw. They're on 3 cards. They have another land. Come on, Goblin Charbelcher. Pinnacle Monk. Let's Manamorphose. Red-green. Shatterskull Smashing. Alright, I will go to 11. Let's play the Monk. And the question is, do we get the Galvanic Discharge or the Force of Vigor? I think it's the Discharge. Our opponent searches out a Lush Portico with Windswept Heath. And now they're surveilling 1. They kept that card on top. Another Spring Heart Nantuko. And they get to make a 1/1. Into Shuko. That's terrifying. Okay. If their last card in hand is Nadu, we're in a lot of trouble. Galvanic Awakening. Swing, swing. No blocks. We'll just hit them for 2. Gemstone Caverns, they get another 1/1. Alright, so they'll attack me back. I'll fall to 9 life. And now they can Court of Calling for Nadu here. Manamorphose was the draw. Let's play it. We get the Prowess trigger. Green-red. Disciple. Galvanic Awakening. Put the Disciple on the bottom. We'll draw 2. Okay. Think we want to attack here? I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying to think if it's better to attack and try to bait out a play. I have some life to work with. I just feel like their last card in hand is a Court of Calling. And it is. And then we will Galvanic Discharge the Nadu. If they had done this in their main phase, they actually could have Shuko'd and then gotten an extra trigger out of this. And they hit a fetch land, which is very good for them here. So maybe my attack now looks like a mistake. Yeah, now my attack looks really bad here. Okay, maybe I'll get lucky and draw an Ironcrag Feat. Because now they can attack, and I'll take 6 going to 3. You draw another Nadu? No, come on. Teferi. So I guess it didn't matter. Because they could have bounced my blocker. Okay. I think we're on draw Ironcrag Feat or bust. Because I can't even play this as a land now. Because this is 6 damage. Okay. Here goes nothing. Strike a Rich. That is not going to be good enough. We are dead. Okay, well, we got smushed this round, and we are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we lost the die roll, but we've opened up a pretty good hand. This is sort of the hand that I'm talking about, where having more than one Ruby Medallion really opens up the doors, because we can play this on turn 2, and then turn 3, set up a turn where we make a bunch of mana, Manamorphose, and then Valakut Awakening for 2 or 3, hoping to spike action. Oh, we're facing a combo mirror. This is likely Ruby Storm, Ironcrag Feat. We'll play our land, pass the turn. They fetch with Wooded Foothills. Ruby Medallion with 2 cards left in hand. Reckless Impulse. Those are both good cards. We'll play our land. Play Ruby Medallion. Pass. So there is a world where you could have gone Pyretic Ritual, Ruby Medallion, Desperate Ritual, Manamorphose. That's a pretty big risk if you miss on the Valakut Awakening, so I'd rather just not do that. Our opponent plays another Reckless Impulse, Ren's Resolve. They hit a Past in Flames, but no rituals. So they're fetching with Scalding Tarn. They play Striker Rich. I think that they fizzled. They have one card remaining. And we drew Goblin Charbelcher. That was a good one. Okay. Belch, belch. Pew pew. Okay. So we've won game one. If they're on the white build plays Orm's Chant in the sideboard. Leyline stops Orm's Chant. But Leyline also stops them for grape shotting me for lethal, which I think is pretty good. So we'll board out Pact of Negation. And then, like, do we want Force of Vigor? I feel like the answer is probably yes. Maybe not. So I'm sort of torn. I feel like Recross the Paths is just, like, a little bit slow. Especially on the draw. Alternatively, I could just board out the Pact of the Titan plus Infernal Plunge. And that way my green count is still high for the Force of Vigor. Because, like, if you want to cast the Force of Vigor, you need green cards. So I don't really want to board out Recross the Paths when I'm bringing in Force of Vigor. We'll try this. Yeah, we will keep. Right now, I think the Recross the Paths is probably the card you exile to Force of Vigor, and then you're just hoping to draw into mana. Turn 1, strike it, rich. Play Valakut Awakening is a land, pass the turn. So best case scenario here, they play Ruby Medallion and pass, and then we get to Force of Vigor both artifacts. That's a Ruby Medallion. Manamorphose. I think I'm just supposed to kill it. Okay, you can have 2 mana. Pyretic Ritual, Glimpse. Okay. Good turn for them. We draw a Ritual. So, if I Manamorphose into another Ritual here, I could play Belcher and pass, and then I have a win next turn. I feel like that's the move. Manamorphose. Red, red. That's not a Ritual. Manamorphose. Red, red. Also, not a Ritual. Okay, we will pass. If we want to win next turn, we have to draw into Ironcrag Feet. They have mana number 6. So they're 1 mana away from being able to flashback Past in Flames here. And now they have it next turn with the flashback of Striker Rich. We drew another Belcher. Okay, so the game plan is currently hope that they can't kill me. Play the Belcher, pass the turn. So they can flashback Past in Flames. They have 1 Pyretic Ritual in there, 2 Manamorphose. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I am saying that it's going to be difficult. They have Sacred Foundry, so now they have 3 mana post Past in Flames flashback. Ren's Resolve, they had another Pyretic Ritual, that's good for them. Alright, they have flashback Past in Flames. The Ren's Resolve was risky because if they didn't hit the Pyretic Ritual, they were in a lot of trouble. Manamorphose into Pyretic Ritual. Rail. Uh-oh. That was a very good card to have there as their final card in hand. Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. I feel like I'm actually dead here. They chose to not flip the rail. That's surprising. Ren's Resolve. Oh, they needed 1 more. My bad. So it's not surprising. They just made the right choice. They're casting all the spells. They hit another Past in Flames and their own Valakut Awakening. There's Wish. So they just wish in a Grape Shot. Okay. I have lost this game. We can go to the next one. Alright, so do I want the Pact of the Titan stuff? Maybe like the ley lines just aren't good, but we saw the White Splash, which means that Orm's Chant is in their deck. I think I'm going to just resubmit here. Hopefully we draw something a little bit faster. Unfortunately, we cannot keep this. Mulligan. So we have the Force of Vigor, but like, is this hand even good? And like, Leyline I think is not that difficult for them to kill through. It does stop Orm's Chant, but like, is that what we want to be doing here? I'm going to mulligan. I suppose we'll keep this. Bottom Wish. Bottom land. I'm not loving my odds here. Put Leyline into play. How we win this game at this point is just drawing Goblin Charbelcher. Pass the turn. They have Mountain into Strike It Rich. Yep. Valakut Awakening will play our land. Pass the turn. Wooded Foothills. And Ruby Medallion. They have 3 cards remaining. Pyretic Ritual. Reckless Impulse. Ren's Resolve. Strike it rich. Good mulligan to 5. We find a Disciple. We'll play it. So my current game plan is on their end step, I'm going to Valakut Awakening, but it also assumes that we live, which might not happen here. They do have Past in Flames available. They play the land. So they can go Past in Flames, Pyretic Ritual, Ren's Resolve, Reckless Impulse. They play the Past in Flames. There's the Ritual. Reckless Impulse into land, Strike It Rich. They play the Strike It Rich. And then flash it back. Or is that a different one? It might have been a different one. Ren's Resolve into Manamorphose and another land. They're going to burn the treasure to Manamorphose. They have 2 red. 2 cards in hand. They flashback Strike It Rich. Okay, they're passing the turn. We caught a break there. So we're going to draw 2 cards right here with Valakut Awakening. I am hoping that it is Ironcrag Feet plus Goblin Charbelcher. Force of Vigor. Okay. We don't need to cast it on their end step. We can untap and just pay mana if we want. Or I could rip Goblin Charbelcher. Good deal. In their upkeep, we will Force of Vigor. Wow, that was a very good draw step for us. Land number 4. They play a Rail. And then flashback Strike It Rich. So I believe they're dead here? No, I don't want to Reforge the Soul here. I appreciate you asking. Belch. Alright, we are now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Round number 4, and we're facing Canister. We've won the die roll. Streamer Showdown. No mana. This hand was so close. We have to mulligan. This hand has mana, but doesn't really do anything. We will go to 5. Right? Like, I want to go to 5. Yeah, let's just mulligan. This hand is fine. Keep. We'll put Wish on the bottom and Recross the Paths. Player Pinnacle Monk. Pass the turn. Forest into Delighted Halfling. So Canister's on the Nadu deck. We'll play our land. Pass the turn. So, assuming we don't die here, we can, next turn, Pyretic Ritual Goblin Charbelcher, and then you can Pact of Negation whatever you want, and then in your upkeep you can Belcher them for lethal before the Pact trigger resolves. Watery Grave is a spicy one here. Manamorphose. Alright, let's Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. Try to draw into Ironcrag Feet here. Orcish Bowmasters, that's fine. So I'm guessing this is like Yawgmoth mixed with Nadu. We draw Ruby Medallion. Play the Belcher. Pass the turn. This is a Chord of Calling that is going to be hit by Pact of Negation. Not up in here. Nope. Okay, we have stolen game number 1. Question is, do I still want Pact of Negation? Part of me wonders if I just want to board out the entire Recross the Paths package. I'm not sure. I'm just going to see what it would look like if I did do that. So that's 53 cards, so we'd need 7 cards to bring in. So you'd want the Galvanic Discharges, you'd want Leyline, because they are playing like a Yawgmoth looking deck, so maybe you want the Leylines. The problem with this is, you're all in on Belcher. Oh, we probably want Magus. What if we only brought in like a couple Leylines? And then like, do you want Force of Vigor? Maybe we don't bring in Leyline at all. I'm sure like somebody that's actually a Belcher expert's so mad watching me try to sideboard for this, but here goes nothing. We're going to try this. Well, we have Goblin Charbelcher. We have a land. I'm going to keep. Our deck has 23 lands in it. I chose to play a second Ruby Medallion over the 24th land. I mean, Ruby Medallion's been very good, so I think that's been a fine decision. Temple Garden. Haywire Might. Okay. We'll play our land and just pass the turn. I will Galvanic Discharge. Pick 1 energy. So the reason that you play this card over Lightning Bolt is that now the second copy of Galvanic Discharge can kill a 5/5. Or a Wall of Roots. Okay. Let's play Ruby Medallion. Now if I draw an untapped red mana, I can Ironcrag Feet for the win. Outrider Encore, sure. Land. Sylvan Safekeeper. So this Galvanic Discharge not looking so good right now. Okay. There was an untapped red land. Holy moly. Triple untapped red land in a row off the top. Ironcrag Feet. Goblin Charbelcher. Pew pew! Those were some very fortunate draw steps. Okay, well we just beat Canister, and we're now 2-2 with one match left to go. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? My apologies, for some reason in my head I was 1-2, but we were actually 2-1, and now we're 3-1 playing for the 4-1 in the final match. We've lost the die roll, and I think that we've opened up a pretty reasonable hand. We will keep. Turn 1, Otawara. Okay. We will play Valakut Awakening. Pass the turn. Tune the Narrative. So they draw a card and get 2 energy. Spirebluff Canal. We will play Turn Timber Symbiosis and attempt a Ruby Medallion. I'm kind of playing this out here to see if I can draw out a counter spell. We drew out one that I didn't care about though. Like Spell Snare is not really a card where like, oh yeah, like I want this to, like I would have rather they use counter target spell. Pact of Negation was a very good draw. Let's play, hold on. Let's play our land first. Let's try a Manamorphose. We'll make 2 red. Another Goblin Charbelcher. We will pass the turn. They Lightning Bolt me, I'm at 11. They're still lacking a 3rd land here. Another Strike It Rich. Let's try Manamorphose. I'll do red, red. I was never going to play this Recross the Paths, so that doesn't actually matter. And then we will flashback Strike It Rich. Pass. Another Lightning Bolt, I'm at 8. They refuse to tap out. Another Goblin Charbelcher. I'm just going to flashback Strike It Rich. Sure. Snapcaster Mage. So this doesn't really do much, but they can attack me to 6. So if they have double Lightning Bolt in their hand and they draw an untapped red mana, I guess you can kill me. So I will go to 6 here. We draw Ironcrag Feet, which isn't actually that good here, because I can't protect my win with Pact of Negation. And we're just going to pass. In their upkeep, let's activate the Belcher. Okay, so we played around that new Stifle. I think it's called like Consigned to Memory, but Belcher got it done. We are 1 game away from a strong 4-1 finish. I don't believe we're supposed to sideboard here. We'll just send it back. Okay, game number 2, we've opened up a stellar hand. We will keep. Scalding Tarn pass, okay. We'll Lightning Bolt ourselves, and then play Strike It Rich. They fetch in response for a Thundering Falls. They kept the card on top. Hall of Storm Giants, sure. Play our Turn Timber, and then we'll pass. They tune the Narrative. Ideally, we would draw a Pact of Negation soon. Magebane Lizard. You've got it. Pact of the Titan. So I can make 7 mana here, but I literally lose to a Spell Pierce. Okay. I think I'm just disrespecting Goblin Charbelcher. Okay, well that was a surprise. We will pass. They attack for 1, I'll go to 12. You either have a card to answer the Belcher or you don't. They do. Okay. We will go to the next game. I'm going to bring in the Galvanic Discharge. We'll board out the Pact of the Titan Infernal Plunge stuff. I feel like it's a little cute anyway. Maybe we'll board out 1 Ironcrag Feet, just because it's not great when you can't protect your win with Pact of Negation. On the play for the final game of this league. No. This seems fine. Keep. Bottom of Belcher. So this is a turn 2 Goblin Charbelcher into turn 3 win, assuming that our opponent taps out on turn 1. We'll play a green land. Maybe we'll throw them off the scent. Come on, just play a Preordain. Hall of Storm Giants. Tamiyo's good too. I'll take it. Okay. Ritual. Goblin Charbelcher. Go. They have the land. They'll create a clue here. They tune the narrative. Tamiyo flips. They plus. So they're just dead. Easy game. Had it the whole time. Was never worried. 4-1. That's not bad. Only losing to the broken Nadu deck? Pretty sweet. Alright, so take my opinions with a grain of salt. I am not a modern Belcher expert, but I am someone that's fairly decent with combo decks. I think the Pact of the Titan Infernal Plunge stuff is pretty bad. You play it in the deck because it allows you a win off of Recross the Paths with only 1 mana open. I understand that. I really do. I understand why it's in the deck. I understand the purpose. These cards stink pretty badly. So in older lists, you would see... Well, actually, this is what old lists played. And then for a while, the list adapted to play an Offer You Can't Refuse plus Engineered Explosives because those cards are better on their own. But with all these new untapped lands, you're not running blue lands anymore, so it made sense to switch back to these. Okay, so that hopefully you're following me. That doesn't solve the problem that these cards still stink. I think I would, if I was to play this deck again, I would try 4 Ruby Medallions and just cutting these, because the purpose is that these allow you to win with 1 mana. So does Ruby Medallion. So there might be situations where it's not perfect, but on average, I think Ruby Medallion is just the better card. That's my opinion. So that is what I would try next. I mean, once again, I'm not the expert, but I'm just not really impressed with these cards. So I could be wrong as well. My opinion isn't always correct. So just putting that out there, but I really do appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and as always, keep storming. Hey you, yeah you, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation-decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.